Man, I completely agree with you. The Wisdom K and Miu Miu situation really is very off-putting to Miu Miu and other designer brands. And I hope that whoever else watched my video on the whole Miu Miu situation understands that I was in no way trying to defend them. I was just trying to kind of shed light on how people who work in brands and do manufacturing might tend to think, especially in a luxury designer space like that. I think it's very sickening what happened to Wisdom K after he spent $18,000 at the Miu Miu store and eventually returned his first garment that had an issue and then had to go through that again. It's very sad, but like I said, I was just kind of explaining how Miu Miu might have thought about the situation, and I don't think that they were right. I'm gonna just put it out there like that. But now there's another thing that I want to tackle in the bigger picture here is that Miu Miu and other designer brands prioritize aesthetic over design, over utility. Now, what do I mean by that? Part of the reason why this happened is because the denim vest itself does not work. It does not work in functionality. It does not work in reality. It just looks good on paper. But here we got the denim vest that Wisdom K actually purchased. You actually notice that in the video that I posted that this jacket was actually $300 more expensive, and I only posted it, what, like yesterday or 2 days ago? This vest is already declining in price. It's crazy. But anyways, the first thing you will notice is the buttons. Now, these buttons are actually sewn down on a shank. They look very nice. They look aesthetically pleasing, but the problem with these buttons is that they are meant to be on delicate garments. This is a very delicate look. You see how they're drooping down, how they're floppy. This is because they are sewn on what is called a shank. This is what the back side of a shank button looks like. Now, I do manufacturing myself, and I manufacture high-end luxury tailored menswear. I've been doing it for 9 years, and these are the same exact buttons that I use. Granted, mine are covered in satin. They're not metal like this, but I use these for tuxedos, for very fine, delicate fabrics that are meant to be treated very gently and worn very sparingly. Now, why is this a problem? Bro, this is a whole denim vest with an actual corduroy collar. This is meant to be workwear. This is meant to be a beat up garment literally from inception. And the fact that you threw on these decorative buttons because y'all thought it was cool and y'all thought that it would justify why people would pay $4,000 upwards of a vest like this is sickening. Shank buttons are meant to be on fine couturier made garments, not workwear, not garments that are meant to be worn every day. What you should have done from a manufacturing perspective is you should have gotten gold rivets or brass rivets even that look gold. I'm sure those aren't even gold anyways, but that's what you should have done like a traditional workwear garment would be made. But instead what they wanted to do was they wanted to cut costs, they wanted to sew on buttons instead of riveting them to save money, which is why this vest should have never been put into production and released.